y'all, what's up? I'm Sabrina and welcome back to my book nook. Okay, so I am actually refilming this intro right now because I accidentally deleted my original intro while I was editing. So I have to refilm this and it's like 11 something p.m. at night and I have school tomorrow, so I'm just trying to get this done. If you see the rest of the video and it's in daylight, that's probably why I'm just refilming this intro, because again, I'm stupid. Yeah, so a couple things I want to talk about before I start today's video. One, I hit 100 subscribers, y'all. That is kind of crazy, y'all. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that's subscribed. I know 100 isn't a lot in terms of YouTube subscribers, but it's a lot to me. Ooh, it's a lot to me. So I just wanted to say thank you. But moving on from that, second thing I wanted to talk about, I have changed locations. If you couldn't tell by the thumbnail of my new video, I'm not in my usual location. I moved rooms, which kind of brings me to my third thing. I have missed the last couple of uploads, and that is because I, again, moved rooms. We had to replace my floors, we had to move in all my furniture, set up my room, all that stuff, and that took about 2 to 3 weeks. I literally finished setting up my bookcase this afternoon. Also, I started school again, in person, full-time. Obviously full-time, but it's just been a very hectic 2 to 3 weeks, so I haven't been able to make any videos. But if you can tell by today's video, I'm gonna be doing a bookshelf tour. I've never done a bookshelf tour before. I've never watched any videos on bookshelf tours, which is kind of weird because it's well, Sabrina, you run a YouTube channel about books. How have you never watched a bookshelf tour? I have no patience. I tried watching a couple, but each bookshelf tour video I've seen is 40 minutes long, so I'm I do not have the patience nor the time to watch these, so I'm just gonna be winging it. If this video seems out of order, out of place, very scrambled together, it's probably because it is. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about before this video, so let's get into the actual video now then. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do it shelf by shelf and then just sort of explain what's going on, explain how I divide my books, all that good stuff. But I'm actually not gonna start with a bookshelf. I'm gonna start with a part that's not even really my bookshelf, but it's my favorite part of my entire bookcase thing. Okay, so this is my bookshelf, but once we go to the side here, this is what I like to call my Jessie May Lee and Ben Barnes memorial, because it's not a shrine. Okay, let's get that right. It's not a shrine because I don't feel like it's dedicated enough to be a shrine, but basically I just sort of put a bunch of photos of them together on my bookshelf because I love them. And also, the day I'm posting this, or the day I'm uploading this, hopefully, is going to be August 20th, aka Ben Barnes' birthday. So happy birthday, Ben! Happy birthday to the love of my life, who doesn't know I exist and is 25 years older, but happy birthday! And also, Jessie May Lee's birthday is a week after that, so August 27th. So we're probably going to be getting a dedication to them as well. Also, I forgot to mention this giant bookcase, that is my sister's. She left for college, so she gave it to me. And this new bookcase is the one I put together. Okay, so let's start off with the first shelf. Okay, so this shelf is my sort of classics slash smart people bookshelf, I guess. It's just sort of all the classics. Some of them are fiction, but it's smart people fiction, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna be putting some of my favorite books from each shelf on, and I would say my favorites from this shelf would probably be Emma by Jane Austen, which I just finished reading. I actually did, my last video was on it. You guys should definitely go watch that. And then here we have How, and Other Poems. So it's a poetry book and it's by Allen Ginsberg because I was into the Beat Generation, still am, and I'm actually currently reading this. I just put it on my bookshelf for the video. As you can see, I'm currently reading it. I'm also currently annotating it right now, so now I'm gonna go through each book individually. Right here we have like 4 of Jane Austen books. We have Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, Emma, Northanger Abbey. I'm trying to start Pride and Prejudice soon. I've been saying that to myself for like 5 weeks though. And then here we have The New Jim Crow by, I think, Michelle Alexander. Also currently reading this book. Put it back on the shelf for the video. Right here we have 3 of these classics that my sister got. They're like from a specific place. I don't remember what it's called, but we have Jane Eyre, Great Expectations, and The Picture of Dorian Gray. Moving on to here, we have Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston, I can't read, I'm sorry. We have Ceremony by Leslie Marmon Silko, A Colony in a Nation by Chris Hayes, Angela's Ashes by Frank McCourt, To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, hate that book, New Kids by Brooke Hauser, I haven't read this book, it's my sister's. The World Without Us, I haven't read it, it's my sister's. The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood, it's on my TBR list. The House on Mango Street, I got this for school and ended up like never reading it. The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, also really want to read that. Emma by Jane Austen, Howl by Allen Ginsberg, and this super big copy of Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. My sister got it, I want to read it, but I'm very, very scared by the size of it. We have 1984 by George Orwell, The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. Yes, I have 2 copies of The Picture of Dorian Gray because I brought this copy home without realizing my sister already had a copy at home. We have Wide Sargasso Sea by Jean Rice, I believe. Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I will give this away soon because I'm going to order a new copy that isn't completely annotated. Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. Love that book. Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. I don't know why I forgot the author for a second. A Raisin in the Sun by Lorraine Hansberry, and Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. So yeah, all these books are just sort of classics or books I got for school that I never ended up reading, or just smart people books. It's a little bit empty. I want to fill it up more. I definitely have a lot more like classics I want to add up there. But yeah, this is my like top shelf. Okay, so this is obviously my second shelf. It is my Harry Potter shelf, if you could not tell. That is my favorite book from the Harry Potter series. So before I had a bookcase, I just sort of had like a little box in my room dedicated to Harry Potter. So when I got this bookcase, I was like, might as well just dedicate a whole shelf. I actually had to cut some stuff. I had to cut this monster book of monsters I made when I was like 10. So it's probably better that I cut that. And I also cut Hedwig, like my actual stuffed animal, but don't worry, she's down here, over here. But yeah, so this is the entire Harry Potter series. This is the first like book with the original cover because my sister got it before, and this is when I got super obsessed with Harry Potter and my family bought me the entire box set. We have Cursed Child. We have 2 copies of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them because one I got for myself, one a friend accidentally got it for me for my birthday. And then here we have Hogwarts Classics. We have Quidditch Through the Ages, Tales of Beetle the Bard. We have a little Hedwig mug that I literally haven't unboxed and I got it like 5 years ago. We have my little Slytherin tie. That's my Hogwarts house, by the way. And then we have this box, which actually, if you unfold it, oh my god, I might just collapse everything. It has all the Harry Potter movies inside. And then here we have Hermione's wand that I got from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter when I was like 11 or something. But yeah, this is my Harry Potter shelf. Okay, so moving on to my third shelf, aka possibly my favorite shelf and like the center of my bookcase, I would call it. This is what I like to call my book talk / popular books / favorite bookshelf. Like my favorite books are on this bookshelf. And I forgot to mention earlier, my shelves are divided by like genre, except the genres are entirely made up by me and don't really make sense. So these are some of my favorite books from this bookshelf. If you can't tell, I have a lot. Right here we have Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, iconic, bestseller. I wish I could get rid of this Netflix sticker though, but it's like one of those that's printed onto the cover and it annoys me so much. Same thing with this sticker. Right here we have A Secret History by Donna Tartt, aka my all-time #1 favorite book. Right here we have Normal People. Again, another, oh wait, actually I can peel this off. I'm gonna do that later. Right here we have Normal People by Sally Rooney. I love Sally Rooney. She is like my favorite author at this point. And then right here we have Ace of Spades by Farida Abike Ayamaide. Amazing, stellar book. Everyone should read the books on this shelf. But yeah, these are some of my favorite books from this bookshelf. Okay, so starting off over here, we have the entire Grishaverse series. We have Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, Ruin and Rising, Six of Crows, Crooked Kingdom, King of Scars, and Rule of Wolves. Ooh, so yeah, all of them. I kind of hate how Rule of Wolves is like this gigantic book and all of these are just paperback, but I kind of like how it looks right now. I might like vertical stack them like that. Is that vertical? No, that's horizontal. I might horizontally stack them like that, but for now I'm keeping it. And then we have A Secret History by Donna Tartt, Normal People and Conversation with Friends by Sally Rooney. So my little Sally Rooney collection, because she only has 2 books. She's coming out with a 3rd book though. I'm very excited. We have The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera, The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater, Renegades by Marissa Meyer, Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, Vicious by V.E. Schwab, Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens, Beach Read by Emily Henry, Tweet Cute by Emma Lord, Lovely War by Julie Berry, Ace of Spades by Farida Abike Ayamaide, The Invisible Life of Adaru by V.E. Schwab, These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. So yeah, this is kind of like my favorite bookshelf out of all of them because they have all the good books, or at least all the mostly good books, and yeah, it's just sort of my favorite shelf. Has all the popular books, has all of my favorite books. Yeah, this is my like series shelf, but it's also kind of like YA fantasy series shelf. So yeah, these are some of my favorite books from this shelf. So I love The Titan's Curse. That is my favorite out of the PGO series. And then we have Mark of Athena, also by Rick Riordan, also my favorite out of like the Heroes of Olympus series. I reread this a bunch of times. And then right here we have The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. So the first book in the series, because I pretty much only like the first book. I mean, I like the other 2, but the first book is probably my favorite. Okay, so starting over here, the PGO series, so Lightning Thief, Sea of Monsters, Titan's Curse, Battle of Labyrinth, and The Last Olympian. So all 5 books right here. One of my favorite series of all time, obviously. And then here we have the Heroes of Olympus series, also by Rick Riordan. We have The Lost Hero, Son of Neptune, Mark of Athena, House of Hades, and Blood of Olympus. I hate how The Lost Hero is like the only paperback, and you can't really see it, but I had to tape the spine because it's been worn down so much because I've like read it so many times that I literally had to tape the book to keep it from falling apart. And then here we have The Hidden Oracle, part of the Trials of Apollo series, also by Rick Riordan. I only got the first book because I didn't realize how bad it would be and I didn't want to keep reading. Right here we have 2 of the Kane Chronicles series. We have The Red Pyramid and then Throne of Fire. I don't remember anything from this series. And then right here we have the Red Queen series. We have Red Queen, Glass Sword, King's Cage, and War Storm, all by Victoria Aveyard. Yes, I have all 4 books. Was it a waste of money? Well, my sister bought 3 of the books, so why don't you ask her? And then here we have the I think it's like Folk of the Air trilogy or something. I don't know what it's called. I just call it the Cruel Prince trilogy. Right here we have Cruel Prince, Wicked King, and Queen of Nothing, all by Holly Black. So yeah. Okay, so moving on to my 5th shelf. This is like my contemporary / romance bookshelf-ish. I don't really know how to explain it. It's just like anything that isn't like typical YA fantasy. Okay, so these are some of my favorite books from the shelf. There's The Start of Me and You by Emery Lord. I've talked about this book before. It is literally my go-to comfort romance read. And I love it so much, and I think everybody should read it, honestly. Here we have Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I also have the poster in my room. It's right there. So by the way, this is my room, like my wall room. I have not finished decorating it. As you can see, I also have a Shadow and Bone poster, a picture of Freddie and the rest of the cast, and also a picture of Jessie May Lee, Amina Suman, and Suja. Yep, love them. Love all three of them. I have this picture like ingrained into my mind. And then final book is Everything I Never Told You. I just recently read this book. It is pretty great, honestly. Okay, so starting off over here, we have Crazy Rich Asians and Rich People Problems, both by Kevin Kwan. I read Crazy Rich Asians. I haven't read this one yet. I know there's like another book. And then here we have Falling Leaves by Adeline Yen Ma. I've never read this book. It's my sister's. By the way, I forgot to mention this. A lot of the books on here are my sister's, so I might not have read them, but she's making me keep them. And then here we have Dreams of Joy and Shanghai Girls by Lisa C. I've never read these books either. Again, they're my sister's. We have The Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy by Jenny Han. Also have not read it. I really want to though. I'm just very intimidated by the size, but I know it's like 3 books. I heard there's like a adaptation soon, so I want to read it before that adaptation comes out. And then here we have To All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy. So To All the Boys I've Loved Before, P.S. I Still Love You, Always and Forever Lara Jean. I have read all of these. These are also by Jenny Han. The second and third movie is not good. First movie is great. The first book is great. I honestly don't remember anything that happens though. And then here we'll have I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. Have not read this book. Been on my TBR forever, but I've often got it confused with The Sun Is Also a Star, so I thought I read this book for the longest time. They are not the same book. 1,000 Pieces of You. And then we have An Abundance of Catherines, Paper Towns, Fault in Our Stars, and Looking for Alaska, all by John Green. Again, have not read any of these, which I know is really disappointing. These are the only 2 John Green books I'd probably consider reading. And then here we have 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. I did read this a while ago. The Sky is Everywhere. I have not read this book. Love Rosie by Cecilia Ahern. I wanted to rip this book apart, throw it away, and then burn it. I hate it so much, but it's my sister's favorite book. Or it's one of her favorite books, so I'm not allowed to throw it away, even though I wish I could. I wish I could literally tear this book apart because I hate it so much. And then here we have All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. Have not read this, really want to. We have We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. Have not read this, but I read the Wikipedia plot 2 years ago, and now I can't forget it, so I already know what happens. In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle. The Start of Me and You by Emery Lord. We have the Truly Devious series by Maureen Johnson. Love the series. Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. Little Fires Everywhere, also by Celeste Ng, and then Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. So yeah, you can see what I mean by this is sort of like modern day, contemporary-ish books, also some romance books. But yeah, this is my 5th shelf. This last shelf is kind of my kid books thing. So these are books I haven't gotten rid of because I read them as a kid and they have a lot of nostalgia towards me, but they have a lot of nostalgia toward my sister as well. So we just sort of kept them. Okay, so these are some of my favorite books from this shelf. Masterminds by Gordon Corman. I got this because a friend recommended it to me. Did not realize it was a kid book, but it's pretty great. I honestly loved it. And then here we have The Iron Trials by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare. I don't really know if this counts as a kid book, but I'm going to count it anyways. I read like the first 3 books of the series, was absolutely hooked. Cannot forget about it. It was amazing. And then I just sort of lost track of what happens after that. But this book was awesome. It was amazing. I still think about it daily. So yeah, these are some of my favorite books from this like kids shelf. So here first, this is not a book. This is my teddy bear, who I put there because there was a lot of empty space and I didn't know what to do with it. And then here we have those like historical figure books. Inside Out and Back Again. I kind of remember this book from middle school. Pretty sure this is my Spanish book that I got for school and never used, so that should probably go on the first shelf, but it's fine. We have 11th Birthday. We have Alice in Wonderland and Little Women. We got these from like the dollar store, so they're not like the actual versions. I Was Anastasia, As Old as Time by someone named Braswell. I got this a while ago. It was okay. Then we have the Land of Stories series by Chris Colfer, which I find hilarious because I love Glee, even though I shouldn't, and it's just hilarious to me that an actor from Glee wrote like this amazing kid series because it's honestly really great. I still think about it. I want to reread it soon, even though I know it's a kid's book. And then here we have Masterminds by Gordon Corman, The Iron Trial by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare, The Dork Diaries. We also have Diary of a Wimpy Kid, but that's like downstairs, so it's not on my bookshelf. We have Wonder, and then here we have all my Greek mythology books. If you can tell, I was a Greek mythology kid growing up. I got these two as presents because I literally went to my school's library and I got this book out so many times that all my friends knew it was like the book for me. Okay, so now we're going to be moving on to this second bookcase. This is my smaller one. This is my more recent and new one that I just built. And then actually, if we look over here for my bookcase, we have my little dog right here. Hello. Hi, Stinky. How you doing? How you doing? Okay. So on top, we actually have a little plant. This is not mine. This is my mom's. She put it in my room. And then I have these little like rocks. They're not crystals. I'm not a crystal person. So these are rocks my sister got for me from the beach. I asked for a souvenir. I thought she was gonna get me like a t-shirt or something, but no, she got me rocks. They're pretty cool. Okay, so this is sort of what I like to call my crappy YA fantasy genre bookshelf. It's like all the 2010s YA fantasy books. These are some of my favorite books from this shelf. I love Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi. I read the entire series. I only have the first book though. And then here we have Ferris by Marissa Meyer. It's sort of like a spin-off of the Lunar Chronicles. I haven't read it in a while, but I still remember talking about this book constantly. So starting off, we have the Selection series by Kira Cass. I was absolutely obsessed with this series when I was younger. I haven't read it in a while though because I'm worried that once I read it, the magic is going to be ruined and I'm going to be like, why did I like this crappy series? But I think I'm going to reread it before the TV show comes out though. So, and then here we have the Maze Runner series by James Dashner. I don't remember a single thing from this series, so I don't know why I bought the entire series. Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. As you can see, it's the old cover. Like, we have the old version of it. Don't remember anything from that either. Besides, it's like basically like a rip-off Drarry fan fiction. And then here we have The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. We have Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi. We have Young Elites by Marie Lu. We have the entire Lunar Chronicle series by Marissa Meyer. So Cinder, Scarlet, Winter, Cress, Stars Above, and Ferris. And I just realized Chris and Winter are in the wrong order. Ferris, which is a spin-off story about Queen Lavanna. Here we have Heartless by Marissa Meyer, which is within this whole like fairy tale retelling universe. The 1000th Floor. This is the second book I have not read. Wilder Girls by Rory Power, and Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs, I believe. I don't think that's the author's name, but I'm just gonna call it Ransom Riggs. So yeah, that's kind of my YA 2010s fantasy shelf. This shelf is where I put all my books. The books I do not want, the books that are just absolute trash. I put these books here. Okay, so these are some of my favorite books from this shelf. Literally the only good books from the shelf, and they don't even belong on this shelf. I just ran out of room. We have The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt, which I'm actually currently reading, if you can see by my bookmark. I'm only about like 40 pages in. Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. I don't know how to say his last name. And I actually just finished reading this like a day ago. I ran out of room on my bookshelf, so I had to put these two here. So starting off, we have the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. I have never read this series. I was thinking of maybe giving it a shot, but I'm not sure because it just sounds like a lot of work, and my sister only has the first 3 books, so I was like, is it even worth it? Then here we have A Court of Thorn and Roses series, also by Sarah J. Maas. Yeah, I'm never gonna read that series. It's literally just glorified fairy porn, so no thank you. Here we have the Divergent series by Veronica Roth. It is so... I do not know why we got the entire series. 3 Dark Crowns, never read this book, heard it's really bad. Snow Like Ashes, never read it, heard it's really bad. Before I Fall, The Book Thief, and The Goldfinch. Again, I only put these 2 books on here because I ran out of room on my bookshelf. I just finished reading The Book Thief, so I was reading it when we were setting up my new bookcase, so I had nowhere else to put it. And same with The Goldfinch. I'm reading it right now, but I only put it on this bookcase for this video. Finally, we're almost done. This is the Cassandra Clare shelf, and it is at the absolute bottom because I do not want anyone to look at it, because my sister bought the entire series for some reason. Like, she has literally, like, I think every single Cassandra Clare book within the Mortal Instruments universe. Here we have the Infernal Devices. I actually love this series. This is like the only good series within this Shadowhunters universe. We have the entire original Mortal Instruments. I don't remember a single thing from this series, to be honest. Besides that iconic quote that everybody knows, that is the only thing I remember. And then we have Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy. We have the Bane Chronicles. We have this like Chain of Gold, Chain of Iron series. Lady Midnight, Lord of Shadows, Queen of Air and Darkness. But yeah, this is my Cassandra Clare shelf dedicated to my sister because she would not let me put them away. Okay, I think that is my entire bookcase tour. Oh, that took way longer than I thought it would. If this video seems like not put together, that's probably because it isn't. Like, it's not put together because I'm not put together right now because I don't know how to do a reading tour and I'm very frazzled right now. What was I saying? Oh yeah, that is my entire bookcase tour. And oh, I forgot to mention, these paper airplanes behind me, I made them, and what I did was I copied down Howl by Allen Ginsberg, like the poem. I copied it down and then I made the papers into airplanes and I sort of taped them on my wall. So actually, I'm going to show that real quick. So this is what it looks like. It is right next to my bookcase thing, so I felt it was appropriate. Yeah, that is basically my entire video. I'm worried though that my uploading might be a little bit more sporadic though, just because school has started again and I am swamped with a lot more homework than I expected. So I might not have time to just, make videos. That's my dog sneezing. He's so cute right now. Yeah, anyways, if you watched this entire video, thank you so much. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, don't. If you really hated the video, give it a thumbs down. But, please don't do that. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!